When it comes to the global elites, one would think that the war they're waging on humanity is a very recent one. Not so, my friends. This has been ongoing for a long period of time. Let me share with you how. Silent weapons technology has evolved from operations research, a strategic and tactical methodology developed under the military management in England during World War II. The original purpose of operations research was to study the strategic and tactical problems of air and land defense with the objective of effective use of limited military resources against foreign enemies, i.e. logistics. It was soon recognized by those in positions of power that the same methods might be useful for totally controlling a society, but better tools were necessary. Social engineering, the analysis and automation of a society, requires the correlation of great amounts of constantly changing economic information, data, so a high-speed computerized data processing system was necessary, which could race ahead of society and predict when society would arrive for capitulation. Relay computers were too slow, but the electronic computer, first invented in 1946, folks, by J. Presper Eckert and John W. Macaulay, filled the bill. The next breakthrough was the development of the simplex methods of linear programming in 1947 by the mathematician George B. Dantzig. Then in 1948, the transistor, invented by J. Bardeen, W. H. Breton, and W. Shockley, promised great expansion of the computer field by reducing space and power requirements. With these three inventions under their direction, those in positions of power strongly suspected that it was possible for them to control the whole world with the push of a button. Immediately, the Rockefeller Foundation got in on the ground floor by making a 4-year grant to Harvard College, funding the Harvard Economic Research Project for the study of the structure of the American economy. 1 year later, in 1949, the United States Air Force joined in. In 1952, the grant period terminated, and a high-level meeting of the elite was held to determine the next phase of social operations research. The Harvard Project had been very fruitful, as it borne out by the publication of some of its results in 1953, suggesting the feasibility of economic social engineering. Engineered in the last half of the decade of the 1940s, the new quiet war machine stood, so to speak, in sparkling gold-plated hardware on the showroom floor by 1954, ready to be used. With the creation of the Maser in 1954, the promise of unlocking unlimited sources of fusion atomic energy from the heavy hydrogen in seawater and the consequent availability of unlimited social power was a possibility only decades away. The combination was irresistible to these folks. The Quiet War was quietly declared by the international elite at a meeting held in 1954. Although the silent weapon system was nearly exposed 13 years later, the evolution of the new weapon system has never suffered any major setbacks. These folks have been waging this war, this domestic war, and it's had so many victories on many fronts throughout the world. Now, with respect to political introduction, in 1954, it was well recognized by those in positions of authority that it was only a matter of time, only a few decades, before the general public would be able to grasp and upset the cradle of power. For the very elements of the new silent weapon technology were as accessible for the public utopia as they were for providing a private utopia. The issue of primary concern, that of dominance, revolved around the subject of the energy sciences, which we'll talk about more tomorrow. Now, so the bottom line is that it seems, from what we are reading here, that data-driven information gathering, data was the general weapon of preferred choice to be able to master a population and overtake them. And folks, we are definitely living in that age where data flows so quickly. And again, like I said, as I unpack this, you will see more of this kind of evolving. But realize this war was waged a long time ago. This is nothing new. These folks have been at it for quite a while. It's only the rest of us that are waking up to it now. Anyway, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Please post any comments you have in the comment section. You can also follow me on my Rumble and my Locals account. If you're new to the channel and haven't subscribed, please do so. If you're new as well, check out some of the other videos. And as always, I welcome your comments and thoughts. See you next time.